I grew up in a predominantly Catholic household with my older sister and my parents. And when my parents sat down and decided how they were going to raise their kids in terms of religion, um, my mom said that she wanted us to be raised Catholic, like her family was and is strongly Catholic, whereas my dad's side of the family has really not a strong grasp on religion or faith in general. And he wanted us to go to a Methodist Episcopalian church like his mom went to. And so my mom gave him the choice, like if he was the one to decide our religious sorry, cut that bit. So my mom told him that if he was the one deciding where we were going to go to church, then he would have to take us, and he would be in charge of teaching us about the Bible and about God. So needless to say, we were raised Catholic according to my mom's wishes. Some of my first memories about Catholic church were falling asleep to the sound of Spanish Mass, asking my mom if I could put salt on the Eucharist to make it taste better, because to me it tasted boring, and not understanding the big fancy words they used in this children's Catholic doctrine class I used to go to when they described our First Communion and First Confession. And Communion and Confession are two sacraments of the Catholic Church used to show your faith and your walk in your faith. And I remember after my First Communion, there was an after party at my house with tons and tons of family members who I hadn't even met half of them because I was so little. And I remember I was so confused about what had just happened at the church and who was there, and the sun was in my eyes, and I was really annoyed all day because of that, and all I wanted were my school friends to be over. And so the best choice I thought at the time to deal with this was to lock myself in my mom's closet and cry until my family members found me and brought me back outside. First Confession followed a few years later, and as far as I understood, well, with First Confession, or just confession in general, you talk to the priest about something bad that you did recently, and he declared you forgiven. And I was 10 at the time, and I hadn't thought I had done anything inherently horrible. So, but because I thought I had to say something, anything, I lied. Which, looking back, that wasn't necessary. And I had said something like, I had yelled at my sister a week previous and a week earlier, and I felt really bad about it or something like that. And he said it was all okay and that God forgave me. And to this day, I still feel bad about lying when I didn't need to the priest. But through all the years going there, I had really no idea or no understanding of God or religion in general. And I know children usually don't have a strong understanding of God or religion, but I don't know, God felt like this really distant authority figure, like the priest himself or like the president. And I had no idea what faith was or how to accept God into my life or into my heart. So I just prayed the Lord's Prayer and sang the songs in Spanish and just hoped that one day I would understand. That was until 5th grade, and that was when my mom thought it was a good idea to change churches and to look around the area for new churches to go to, because she realized that our family wasn't growing in faith at Catholic Church, and she wanted what was best for us. And so for the next year or so, we went church hopping and we visited countless churches. I don't remember how many we went to, until we landed on one in the Danville area. And that was when I started making connections between the Bible and history and God and love and faith and life. Like, it wasn't, like, God was no longer this distant thing, this distant deity, and the Bible was no longer just stories, and faith was no longer just an unknown concept to me. It was a way of life. And since then, I have formed this relationship with God that's almost like a parental one, Like, he's my source of comfort and my ultimate source of authority, and just there's like a reassuringness about the relationship I have with God, that he's there, and it doesn't matter that I didn't really know him growing up, that I know him now, and that's what's important. And on my own, I've done church hopping, but I don't think that right now is the time when God's going to reveal to me where I need to settle down to find community in him. I think what's important right now is that I have a strong relationship with him, and it's getting stronger every day. And I think he'll reveal to me where I'm supposed to go later in my walk with him.